Everyone, I'm Joyce Janya, and today I'm gonna share my knowledge about our Philippine history. So first is all about the introduction to Philippine historiography. So historiography of the Philippines refers to the studies, sources, critical methods, and interpretations used by scholars to study the history of the Philippines. So the Philippine archipelago has been part of many empires before the Spanish Empire has arrived in the 16th century. It is a course that covers the major aspects of Philippine history, including the pre-colonial period, Spanish colonial period, and the United States rule of the Philippines. Students the social changes that occurred during these periods, along with the impact of colonialism, imperialism, and nationalism on the development of Philippine nation. History deals with the study of past events, but whose past are we talking about? So this is the basic question. This sets the purpose and framework of a historical account. Hence, a salient feature of historical writing is the facility to give meaning and impart value to a particular group of people about their past. And there are two general kinds of historical sources, primary and secondary. Primary sources refers to the documents, physical objects, and oral or video accounts made by an individual or a group present at the time and place being described. So these materials provide facts from people who actually witnessed the event. Secondary sources, on the other hand, are materials made by people long after the events being described had taken place. Next is history of the Philippine Islands. The history of Philippine Islands are not present because they have been submerged underwater due to rising sea levels caused by climate change. Philippine history of the islands is complex and varied topic. It covers many centuries of foreign rule from Spanish colonization of the 16th century through American occupation in the 20th century to the present day. The islands have experienced numerous wars, revolutions, and other conflicts that have shaped the culture and identity of the nation. Topics such as the Spanish era, World War II, martial law, and the understanding the history of the Philippines. Some of these include the focus on and the importance of hospitality. Additionally, divination and superstitious beliefs are still the islands are divided into three main groups as now. The capital of the Philippines and rich history that dates back to the 16th century when it was colonized by the Spanish. Burial Bar excavated from an electric burial site in Manila dating from 190 to 710 BC. Represent journey to soul to the afterlife. So the Manogar is widely acknowledged to be one of the finest Philippine spiritual. It is denoted in National Treasure of the National Museum of the Philippines. The jar is considered to be one of the finest works of ancient Philippine art and is made out of clay, decorated human figures in significant archaeological findings of ancient culture. It is a rare jar dating back to the 8th and 9th centuries. Jar of Prince and Royal Jar from the Philippines contains a number of important sectoral implications. Next is the lagoon written on a thin slab of copper discovered in 1989 in Laguna, Philippines in eight language and the first from the Philippines written in Kawi script and the Prakrit language. The most important artifact to have been discovered is significant for providing evidence of early Philippine society and its social structure. Hundreds that was discovered in the province of Laguna in the Philippines in a consonant script called Kawi. The document is found in the Philippines and is an important source of information about transactions, land boundaries, and other matters of jurisprudence. The script used in form of written Filipino language. It's also supposed to paper parchment. Laguna Copper Plate is a Hispanic Philippine document written in the 11th century. So due to decay, the Katipunan of the Sons of the People was a Filipino revolution. France. The goal of the organization was to free the Philippines from Spanish and through revolutionary means, appealing to people to join the struggle against fulfilling its mission to achieve freedom and justice for of self-determination, freedom and justice for people against oppression and foreign domination. The KKK also organized meetings and build support for the cause. The KKK also sought to organize people to fight for the cause. This was done by recruiting new members and raising money for arms and ammunition. Them how to fight and use weapons to ensure their success against the Spanish colonial unified government and legal system that will ensure justice and equality for all. This is done by forming regional governments. Next introduction for pre-16th century beings. The pre-16th literature and philosophy, the languages, religions, and many others. To 11th centuries, High Middle Ages, 12th to 13th centuries, and Late Middle Ages for these times is Thomas Aquinas and the Elegiacs. The area of philosophy, Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates were some of the most influential figures glimpse into the world and the beliefs of our ancestors, and be a fascinating experience. The significant political, cultural, and religious influences that shape literature. This can include exploring the evolution of age, divine harmony, and also contemporary. It can also address the writings that developed in different ancient cultures, such as hieroglyphics in Egypt and cuneiform in Mesopotamia. Texts such as the Bible and impact on words from different cultures and time. Furthermore, different societies on the written word of that time. Next is the 16th to 18th century Philippines. Increase in Spanish colonization, the spread of Catholic faith and Spanish culture. During this period, the Philippine General of the Philippines, the Royal Audiencia of Manila, and the Royal Audiencia of the Islands, the spread of the Catholic Church and the rest of the Manila Acapulco trade, which increased the Philippines' contact with other countries, saw a transition from mostly rule to Spanish rule, interacting with each other in the region. During this period, the Philippines underwent a number of Catholicism as the dominant religion, the transformation of the economy and society, and the development of for 19th century Philippines. So the 19th century Philippines was the time of many changes. During this period, the dawn of Philippine Revolution and the eventual saw an increased presence of foreign powers like the United States in the political, economic, and social landscape of the Philippines. The period also saw the period of transformation and change had a lasting impact on the nation. For 19th century Philippines in the 9th century, the and socially. It was a time of modernization, expansion, and globalization for and economic systems, along with the new opportunities developed. Also conflicts between different ethnic, religious, and social groups within the country. Next, 1986 was a revolution sought to overthrow the Spanish colonial government when a group of Filipinos led by Adrian Bonifacio declared independence from Spain. The revolution was fought by the Philippine militia and armed civilians. The revolution had several causes, including economic oppression, political oppression, and desire for independence. The Spanish government had imposed heavy taxes on the Filipino people, which made them unable to afford basic necessities. They were also forced to adhere to Spanish laws and customs, which limited their freedom and imposed restrictions on their religious and cultural practices. Political oppression was seen in the lack of representation in the government, as well as the lack of an independent judicial system. Finally, a desire for independence was seen in the Filipino people's desire to attain self-governance and establish a free and independent Filipino nation. Next is post-truth, cancel cultural and silencing in history. Post-truth is an epistemological concept that refers to the situation where objective facts become less influential than emotion and personal belief in forming public opinion. It is a philosophical concept that suggests that objective facts are less influential in shaping a public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief. It has been used in various contexts, including politics, marketing, and journalism. It is often seen as an extension of the phrase alternative facts. It is a philosophical concept that has been widely discussed in recent years. It is an idea that truth and facts have become less important in making decisions or determining beliefs. It has been associated with the increased influence of emotions, personal convictions, or partisanship over factual evidence in politics and public discourse. In the context of education, it can refer to the idea that students are increasingly exposed to opinions that are presented as facts without the necessary research to back them up. And that's all for today's video. See you in my next vlog. Bye!
I was kissing you with my eyes open.